Where did I put the disc? Oh, I put it there. I'm really glad I didn't lose my Spyro 2 disc. That would have been disastrous. And yeah, that's Spyro 1. We are going to go ahead and I think head to a brief little intermission and then hop right back into the Spyro 2 run. I believe that's what we were doing. I'm not sure. If I could just get quick confirmation of that. I just want to make sure I wasn't... I know you said I didn't have to take any, or like a long break, but just really quick. No, you're good. Take your time. If we do end up having a bit of like dead time, by the way, still by the time that I finish the Spyro 2 run, by the way, I can pull out like a bonus run if anyone's interested in that, if we want that. It won't be another completion category, but I can do something if you guys end up needing it for the time. I can just start Spyro 2 and you reset the timer. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. You can do that. I'm just going to go run to the bathroom really quick, and then we'll get into this. I am going to go ahead and save those splits. Hop on over. Yo, Lordly Hour. Thank you so much for the 20 bucks. It goes a long way. It goes a sincerely long way in looking to combat disease and stuff like that, homie. Your money is worth quite a lot. Appreciate you. And yeah, this has been a really fun run. Honestly, for someone who doesn't play a lot of Spyro 1, I'm genuinely impressed with that. That 120 run for myself. Not to toot my own horn too much, but 156 is not too bad, especially considering I didn't do any form of credit skip, which would have saved another like give or take like 90 seconds or so. So you know, we take it. We'll absolutely take it. And yeah. We're gonna go ahead and to a quick intermission. I'll be right back, and then we'll hop right into run number 2 with Spyro 2 100%. And I am going to... Sweet. I'm just gonna go ahead and step away, then I'll be right back. One sec. Let me just pop the disc in. If you guys do end up needing a bit of extra time though, I can again go ahead and do a bonus run though if we're, I don't know if we're still on intermission or what. Oh, it looks like we're back. Welcome on back. I just saw the stream pop back up. Okay. Yeah, we'll hop back into this run here. You're pretty on. Hell yeah, that works perfect then. Just in case you guys needed it for if the next runner was on like a bit of a time constraint where they could only like show up when they were scheduled or whatever. just to help you out in case. But yeah, we're gonna hop on into the Spyro 2 100% run we're gonna be doing here. This category is one I have been doing a lot more runs of recently. However, it's a little bit more challenging. I would say there's a lot of things that are very punishing, very volatile, but you guys will see all that firsthand. We actually did a run of this a couple days ago here at Really Longathon, and it was pretty good. Unfortunately, I may have crashed in Fracture Hills, but hopefully this next one goes well. But yeah, I'm pretty much all set to go. I'm gonna go ahead and click start game here in 3, 2, 1, and go. And hopefully this run can be a bit of a banger, you know? All right. So Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, a bit of a departure, so to speak, from the first Spyro game. A little bit different, a little bit of a different flavor, a little bit more whimsical, a little bit less magic based and like things like that. So Spyro 2 off rip, you're gonna notice has a vastly different movement engine and a bunch of new abilities for Spyro. I much prefer the movement engine of Spyro 2. It just hits all the right chords for me. And we're going to start off in its namesake level in the European release of Glimmer, which in Europe, this game, instead of Ripto's Rage, is called Gateway to Glimmer, which isn't really inaccurate, but it's not really a super appropriate name, if you ask me, just because, well, at the beginning of the game, there is a gateway to Glimmer. I mean, it's not exactly, you know, the only level. It's kind of got a lot of other stuff. Not to say Ripto's Rage is a perfect name, but, you know. Anyway, so much like the first Spyro game, we do have to collect a lot of things. One of which being gems, which are of course all featured with new designs and stuff like that. In addition to that, we have our main MacGuffin we're going to be collecting, which are of course orbs this time around. Now, orbs serve the functional purpose of giving us abilities in the boss fight for the final boss Ripto. As well as opening different like areas and things like that. However, we're not going to be using them for any of that. They're simply something that we need to collect to achieve 100%, and you'll see how we get through the Ripto fight and also every other part of the game in due time. Alright, so this little inside lamp section, that's a little bit scary. I might... Yeah, I have to do it like this. Yeah, I've unfortunately... That's a shame. So, what happened there, if you're curious, is, there is a timer to all of these lamps, which, if you miss it, unfortunately, you can lose quite a bit of time, too, which we are going to here, but it's actually not the end of the world. I saw something about the Japanese release from Thrasher, which I believe he was saying that the name is Tandemo Tours, which I'm going to be honest, don't know what that means. I don't know what it is referring to. I've never looked deeper into it. I just know the name is Tandemo Tours. Maybe that's the name of a level? Or like, maybe it's the name of like Avalar or something like that, which is like the main, like that's the overall world where the game takes place. But I'm really not entirely sure. Oh, okay, so you were pretty much just echoing my sentiment there, Thrasher. I have no idea what that's meant to mean. But anyway, that is Glimmer, the first level of the game. You'll always start here no matter what, and it's best to get through this level in the one visit you're here for, just to avoid additional loads and stuff like that. And that's it. It's one of the hardest segments, genuinely, in the entire game. You start off on one of the hardest levels. Now, from here, what we're going to be doing is essentially a boss rush. The any percent for this game is essentially you just go to every single boss fight. However, in addition to that, we're going to be collecting some gems on the way. It's not a true any percent. And the reason for this, the reason why we do this whole boss rush, is because it gives us two things. It technically gives us three things. One, it gives us every single ability that you would have to pay money bags for in the main story of the game. Two, it gives us access to the Fireball power-up, which basically makes a lot of different sections of the game easier, as well as just kind of creates a better overall gameplay experience than like what the Flame would offer otherwise.
Hello there.
And then finally, it gives you extended Sparks range. Now, as of right now, you've already seen Sparks grab gems from a lot further away and a lot more consistently than in Spyro 1. However, that range that you're seeing is nothing compared to what he's capable of once you've technically defeated Ripto, which you guys will see in full effect for a majority of this run. And it diametrically changes the way that you play Spyro 2. If you played this game casually, the speedrun is nothing even close to it.
Before you get to the castle dungeon.
Ripto is a short orange man who has a couple of dinosaur friends named Ripto and Gulp, who basically they all get pulled through by a portal that the professor creates. And they are set to take over this world of Avalar. He's that little orange guy up there. And after he brings Ripto here, he's like, well, we need something to fight Ripto, and Ripto hates dragons. So he turns the Dragon Shores portal in Avalar, or not in Avalar, in the Dragon Realms, in Artisans even, into a portal to Glimmer, or in a sense, a gateway to Glimmer. Ripto is 5'11". I can't believe it. But yeah, he pretty much were brought here to fight Ripto because they made a mistake, and they make Spyro clean it up. He doesn't want to, but he begrudgingly does it because he just wants to go home and go on a vacation.
No, Crush.
He's really sad that Crush died, in case you couldn't tell by his wiggly little arms flailing on his sides like this. It's really quite a touching moment as he yells "No, Crush." Truly a monumental moment. Now, here, we're in the Autumn Plains homeworld. Don't get too attached, because we won't be here for very long right now. However, we will be making a return visit. I'll get the orb. Alright, nice. And here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be performing probably the biggest inhibitor in the run, in a trick called Gulp Skip. This is a trick that if you've ever played Spyro 2, or if you ever speedrun Spyro 2, you will know. And you will not necessarily be good at it, but you'll know it exists, and that's pretty tough. Oh, 100% Lordly. 100%. But yeah, Gulp Skip, it's a trick that was found by a runner named Tuval, and it basically gave birth to what is now modernly known as the any percent category, as formerly the category that is now known as 14 Talisman was known to be the 80%. But yeah, that was also a really bad attempt. I tried to rush it and just not talk about it, and kind of just hoped it would let me through, but it just didn't. So here we're going to be adjusting Spyro against this wall here in such a way where we flop in between, and we get out of bounds and into the Gulp portal. That was a really good second try gulp skip. Unironically, that was incredible. That was lightning quick. That was really good. Very happy with that gulp skip. And now we, of course, have to see my big green wife. The queen herself, Gulp. Yet another very, very famous thing in Spyro 2 is Gulp. This boss fight, just in general, is RNG mixed with RNG mixed with execution. Yeah, it was quite a good gulp skip. Even if it was second try, that was a really, really, really good gulp skip. Basically, Gulp has 3 potential objects that you can have dropped to you. The first are going to be barrels, always. The second are going to be bombs, always. And the third are always going to be rockets. However, you can bypass the bomb phase specifically by getting a double on the barrel phase, which to do so requires a little bit of precision, a little bit of skill. That is unbelievably unfortunate. There's a frame where if you hit the barrel at Gulp, as she's doing your jumping animation, the barrel can just jump up like you just saw it do, and you basically just get to lose time because your double doesn't matter anymore. That is deeply unfortunate. But yeah, by getting 2 barrels, by getting a double hit on 2 barrels, you can bypass the bomb phase, go straight to rockets, and then from here, you enter into RNG, where you can get 3 bombs. You can get a bomb and a barrel. You can get a barrel and a bomb. You can get a fill in the blank here as your 3 objects. And ideally, you get some combination of these items. However, that does not always happen, and you will occasionally just get rolled. Alright, nice. We salvaged a decent fight out of that despite the lack of good RNG, but that's okay. We take it, we move, we continue on.
I think I've finally come up with a way.
Alright, and just like that, we're at the end of the game, basically. So this is where the game would, in an 80% run, typically end, right? You go in Winter Tundra, you fight Ripto, it ends, it's over. However, before all that, we have to make a bit of a detour to the game's post-game area, Dragon Shores, which is used for one specific thing in this category. There's a couple different things you can do in a speedrun that will benefit you from Dragon Shores. However, the only thing we need from here is the Fireball power-up, which basically makes the Ripto boss fight a walk in the park. Also, what's up, Stavros? Welcome on through, gamer. I forget if I said that before when I saw you, but I hope you're having a good one. Here, we need to get over a literal wall. This is one of the hardest double jumps in the game. And by doing so, we can make our way over to the super Fireball power-up, which we can then get by doing a little double jump out of bounds here. Very nice. Exit level. And now we have Fireball for the Ripto boss fight, as well as for the remainder of the run. Alright, so here, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a treat. This trick is optimal, but not very optimal, and it's the hardest trick in the run. I'm going to give it 1 attempt, because 1 is all we need. I actually thought I had it. I turned a little bit harsh off of it. That trick is called Spyro and Ripto. To give you a quick TLDR about it, it's the hardest trick in the entire series. It's a series of very precise inputs, where you need to kind of come to and off of the wall at specific angles, in a chain of inputs that can only be described as hell on the hands. and it's commonly used in both the any percent and in the 14 talisman categories. 100% you can use it, only saves around 7 seconds in this category. In those other categories, it saves around 50. But yeah, just in general,
Spyro,
it's very hard. It murders your hands. And as of now, it doesn't matter because we're in the Ripto boss fight. So this boss fight is trivial by virtue of getting the Fireball power-up. For the third phase of this fight, casually, you will always have Fireball regardless. But for the first two phases, it allows you to basically breeze past them. And this is actually where a majority of the boss fight is spent in terms of the time on it in casual play. So by simply getting the Fireball power-up, you get to basically speed through this boss fight. You can technically get a faster casual boss fight with the right RNG and drops from Hunter, as well as right positioning from Ripto, and some incredibly well-placed like hits and things like that. But it is incredibly hard to make it worth it, and most of the time we will never even think about trying that. But that's any percent. We've beaten the game. We've officially beaten the game. However, we have not completed the game. So now that we've beaten it, we need to go back through all the levels and collect everything that there is. So our first stop here is going to be a level called Robotica Farms. This level is the sister level of another one in this homeworld called Metropolis, where pretty much, to put it very bluntly, most of every level in this game kind of has its individual self and then its counterpart level, so to say. Robotica, kind of the hillbilly yeehaw farm level to a much more metropolitan society in Metropolis. Now, here, one of the things we need to do throughout this level is collect souls. So, in the first Spyro game, you saw whenever we would kill an enemy, they would drop us a gem. In this game, they drop us souls, which fuel what are called power-up gates throughout these levels. I need this. Okay. I'll take the hit as long as I can get that. And these power-up gates basically give us different power-ups throughout the levels. Like, in this one, it's going to specifically give us access to Supercharge. In Metropolis, it'll give us access to Super Flight and Super Fireball, which we actually already have access to, but it's okay. The game's trying to give us something. That's what matters, you know? So there, I wanted to turn around and make sure we got like an extra enemy there. Jeez, these enemies are going every which way I don't want them to at the moment. Hopefully this one goes in the right way. Okay, cool. Okay, I did grab a bonus one. I'm one more than I need, but that's fine. You guys are already seeing some great examples of how the collection in this game differs from Spyro 1. By sheer virtue of, again, Sparks grabbing gems from basically a mile away.
Wait a...
My fields indeed. On up here. Alright, we flopped. That's fine. Alright, here's an example of a Sproder, which is what we were trying to do to get into Ripto for the first time. However, that one is fortunately a lot easier. You don't have to worry about the angle nearly as much. And then here's the supercharged section of the level, which is a little bit precise. You fortunately have a lot better control over Spyro in Supercharge in this game compared to Spyro 1. specifically with D-pad, you can kind of whip Spyro like left and right a lot more and like kind of weave in and out of like different areas where you grab gems. And then we're gonna hit a snipe. That hits. Yes, it does, baby. Normally I miss that, and then I have to aim, and it's a little bit embarrassing, but fortunately, today I'm that guy. We hit it. We nail it. I did get that green. Okay. That green did give me a little bit of a scare because I was a little bit far away when I grabbed it. And that's Robotica completed. And we get like a little message at the bottom. And there's like a little audio cue that plays if you let it go for long enough, where it'll be like, da-da-da-da, whenever you complete a level. But as long as you see that little indicator at the bottom, it's a great way to just tell that you've beat the game, or you've completed the level, I should say, not beat the game. Alright, and now we're going to scale these stairs again. Don't ask me why they are so vertical. I wish I could tell you. And we are going to go ahead and head on into Metropolis. Another thing to just mention is portals, when you haven't actually opened them or accessed them properly yet, are spawned beneath where their actual portal gate would be. So in the case of Metropolis, we of course fly underneath where the gate is and then go straight into Metropolis, same as we did with Dragon Shores just a bit ago. That fireball, very nice snipe on that strong chest. Hop up here for our final boss fight of the run. This little bull we're supposed to fight. Normally you shoot bombs back at him. However, we have fireball, so it doesn't matter.
Excellent work.
That is true. What Thrasher said is true. It's actually really weird how that happens. I believe they fixed that for Spyro 3 as well, so like they knew it was an issue. Among with some other things, like, for example, in the third Spyro game, you no longer have double jump. They did patch it out. Nice. Pretty good outside saucers, or first set of saucers.
Excellent work.
That's fair. This is technically in casual play. Lordly, just in general. This is the latter half of the game, or the back 9 if we're talking golf, right? These guys typically in casual gameplay, you will not see this game or like these levels or these NPCs until like the end of the game. Alright,
Nice
not my best
fight.
outside saucers. We'll take it though. We'll absolutely take it. Perfectly adequate. Nothing we're losing a crazy amount to. Alright. Fall down here. Shoot that. And not bad. And not a bad Metropolis. Pretty good. You'll have to give Spyro 2 a try, Lordly. Especially, I will tell you, this game can be a little bit daunting to get into in a speedrun capacity, especially, I would argue. But I do think once you get a handle on it, it's maybe the most rewarding Spyro game to get solid at. Like, I always feel encouraged by this game to, like, continue to challenge myself and try to get better. It's why I've, like, currently I'm in the middle of a challenge called the 10K, right? This is actually a run for that. Where the goal is to finish 100 Spyro 2 100% runs, as in 10,000%, 10K. You get it. And I've also done like hundreds of runs of like pretty much every category of this game. And I've played it for just thousands and thousands of hours practicing and learning and stuff. Because this game genuinely is just one of those that just, in a speedrun capacity especially, really encourages you to keep going. It beats you down. It definitely does. It definitely does beat you down from time to time. But the more it does that, the closer you know you're getting to kind of reaching a new level, so to speak. And I've personally spent a lot of the last year or so kind of like leveling up in this game and kind of just getting better at it. So I very, very strongly encourage giving the game a try, whether it be casually or in a speedrun capacity.
Here's what you've got to do. I've got the plane on remote control, so all you have to do is hit the targets with your machine gun. Press circle to fire the gun, and use the D-pad or analog stick to aim.
Alright, well, anyway, this minigame is, it's an auto-scroller. There's no other way to put it. It's kind of a nice break and a nice, like, little reprieve from the action, because this game, I'll say it now, it's very action-packed. Like, there's always a lot going on. And it can very easily become a case of, like, there being too much to do at any one time. Like, you're always, like, doing inputs, you're always collecting gems, and it requires quite a lot of precision in that. Specifically in this category. So, just in general, this is a nice little reprieve from the action before we really kind of dive into some wild levels. Like the next one that we're going to be going into, Mystic Marsh, that one is it's a bit daunting. It's a bit daunting, and especially if you're just learning the category. Fellas, I'm getting an IHOP commercial. I'm getting an IHOP commercial on my stream feed here. On my side, for anyone who isn't in ads, who has turbo or is subbed or otherwise. And by God, I could go for some IHOP. I could absolutely go for some IHOP right now. However, we're gonna give Ripto the old hot foot and be in Dragon Shores by lunchtime. Finish this up. You know how it is. I'm glad you get me, Alu. I'm glad you get me. Alright, so Mystic Marsh. This level is basically just a fetch quest where you're basically just transporting items back and forth from different things, all in the pursuit of bringing the professor here back his pencil.
Ah, Spy.
He's going to start off by giving us an egg, which we then have to take up to a nest, which will then give us an acorn, which will then sprout a plant. The plant will then give us a duck. The duck will then give us, what does the duck give us? Oh, it gives us like a little vegetable for a soup. Then we give it to the soup. Then the soup gives us a coin. What am I doing? I wasn't meant to grab that yet. The coin then goes into a fountain. The fountain then gives us the pencil. We then give the pencil back to the professor. And then the minigame is done.
What?
I really miss him. Okay. Denny's or bus? I don't mind Denny's, but I've never been like a huge Denny's guy. We haven't got much left on the schedule, but we've got some good stuff. We got Shin Megami Tensei, and then we got Final Fantasy coming up here after the Spyro 2 hundo run. which personally I'm a pretty big Final Fantasy 14 fan, which is the MMO if anyone's not familiar. You end up at Denny's. To be fair, they are just always open, you know? If nothing else, they're reliable. They're like the Hypno Shark of food chains, you know? They're always there. Alright, so we're going to be careful here. We really don't want to die. I take this incredibly safely. Very nice. Good recovery. Got that frog back instantly. Got sparks on. The reason I was a little concerned there is if you die, the fetch quest resets and you have to go to every location again, which very much so offsets the way in which you're meant to complete this level via the speedrun. Lose you a lot of time, pretty much, and you know, we don't want to lose time. We want to save time as much as we can, even. What is up, Arugula? Welcome on through. 3 points? 3-pointer right there, baby. We get the coin from the pot because the soup is almost done. Grab onto the coin. Get the blue butterfly, which gives us a full gold sparks and also a life. Grab these last few gems, and that's it. Professor gets his pencil back. We get an orb. And we get to depart from Mystic Marsh, which is ultimately the best prize we could have gotten. Well, Europe, I was going to argue. I'm more of the Waffle House of speedrunning when you think about it. At least Denny's has, like, pretty decent food. Waffle House, I'm not even going to try to front, guys. I think Waffle House has some pretty mid to bad food. Listen, no hate if you like it. Oh, really, Lordly? I believe most of us, well, I can speak for specifically 2 of us that I know are stateside. And then Europe is shockingly European. Alright, so this is, of course, Cloud Temples. This is now we are in the sister level to the one we were just in, Mystic Marsh.
I suppose you want...
As told by the NPCs. Now, this minigame that we're doing, we're normally supposed to, like, freeze enemies and have, like, ice breath and stuff like that. However, we don't have time for that. We don't want to deal with, like, all that hullabaloo. So instead, we're just going to shoot fireballs. We're just going to shoot a bunch of fireballs up and hit the bells, finish the minigame in a way that was definitively not intended. I'm going to hit him because I just don't want to deal with the camera. Alright, and let's finish collecting all of these. Alright, nice. Now I have to be a little careful here to get this trick right. If I move too far forward, I won't be able to get the teleport that I want. That should work. I think I might have gone a little bit too far forward. We'll find out.
I'm a secret.
Okay. And we did successfully. We did it correctly. All right, so we should get teleported now after we've triggered that minigame to start. Reason why we wanted to teleport at that time was so we can start the minigame and he gets a good ways through. It saves us quite a bit of time over having to like watch him do like the whole thing. I just sneeze really, really bad. It's like right there. Yeah. And then this little guy is called Agent Zero. I tend to call him Shemp because he resembles my best friend Shemp, official. And yeah, this is him. He's just a big guy. Big goofy little guy.
What?
Not a bad winter, or not winter tundra. Well, I guess not a bad winter tundra, but not a bad Cloud Temples. Couldn't remember the name of the level. Said not even a minute ago. Brain stopped working. You know how it is. Alright, and it looks like our gem count is correct as well. And we are out of there. So is $1 million just to spend on fries? At Fate Wolf. Alright, and we're into Colossus. What do you mean you've never heard anyone say hello blue on Twitch? It's a great word. It sounds funny and everything. Oh, I have to sneeze again. It keeps coming back. I'm fighting it. I'm fighting the sneeze. I think I've won. And that one gem, if you land a little bit too far forward, sometimes it just doesn't like to collect. That's one of the ones that you really have to watch out for. If you play this game enough, you kind of learn the ones that you kind of have to be a bit cautious around. Alright, flame charge those through the wall.
Oh, thank...
I'm fighting a sneeze so hard right now, dude. I'm trying so hard not to sneeze. I know I should just like let it go and then it would be over, but I don't want it to win. You know what I mean? Can't let the sneeze win. Grab all them gems. Now we grab the talisman. Never give up, never what?
I thought...
Oh, for sure, Lordly. Plus, you can get so many different types of fries with that kind of money. Like, that sounds kind of like a solid spend of money, if you ask me. Stop. Alright.
You have 2 minutes to score 5 goals in the red goal.
If you guys like hockey, you came to the right minigame. Go to Lux, get poutine. Poutine fries go hard. I think poutine fries... This is one of my hotter takes. My order of best like variant of fries goes in this order. It goes nacho fries are my favorite, right? Very commonly, a little bit of beef, a little bit of nacho cheese, incredible. It goes, that's my top one, right? Then like any kind of loaded fries, then poutine fries, and then chili cheese fries.
Well done.
This mini game is your jam. It's not bad.
Would you like to try?
It's a little bit challenging to do in a speedrun capacity if you especially are doing like hyper optimal strats, which I'm not doing because, just put it very bluntly, I am not good at them. And they only save around like another like 15 seconds, so like at my level I don't really need them. I'm pretty mid at this category. Like I'm okay at it, but I'm not good compared to like top level. Dude, nacho fries go so hard. Like you make beef just the right way, like, oh my goodness. Look at that fine little animation of Spyro falling. Wasn't that wonderful? It probably should have been, but I'm not Canadian, you know? And listen, that's my cross to bear. Anyway, that's hockey 1 and 2. That gets us a couple more orbs. We're now 24 of the 64 we need deep. We are blasting through this run. Honestly, I'm always so impressed by how, like, okay, I don't know if you guys get this with longer runs, but certain longer runs, I get to a point in the run where I'm like, man, this is so long. Like, when is it going to be over, right? Like, right now, I'm like, give or take, like 40% done with this run. And I don't feel like I've even been playing that long. Like, it's wonderful. Like, in Spyro 1, like the run I just did here just a moment ago, like, I very commonly feel like once I get to, like, the end of certain homeworlds, I'm like, man, I still have so much game left to play. But this game just doesn't give you, like, that time to, like, think, I guess, or, like, even consider the fact that you still have so much left. Because you're just kind of in the midst of doing so much at any given time. Alright. Fellas, we have a chat interactive moment here coming up. I need interaction here. I have 2 parts of this run that I need interaction for. The first part is going to be fish. So fish is a mini game where you're meant to get either yellow or blue fish and shoot them into this tiki idol's mouth in this mini game here. However, there's also a third variant of fish called a red fish. I want you guys to count every single red fish. And I want every single one tallied off here in the chat if we can. Because I want to know how many red fish we get. Because this minigame is complete RNG, and you can just lose minutes to it. But, again, fortunately, I'm not at a level where that RNG matters that much. It matters, but not like a crazy amount. And we're going to be getting to that minigame here in just a second. I'll call it when we're there. You guys will see it. Poutine is good. Poutine is good. I like poutine. I think anything with cheese is automatically like kind of a dub. Like no matter what it is, as long as it has cheese. Alright fellas, here's fish. 1. Start off on a high note. Okay, we only got 2 so far. That's 3. That's 4. Oh baby. Oh baby. There. Oh, we're not getting too bad RNG. It's not too bad so far. All right, the long pauses definitely don't help that case. Okay. Come on. All right. Well, this is going well. Oh. This is going really well. All right. Ooh, this might be my worst fish in a while. Oh, brother. Oh, no. Okay. One more good fish. Come on, give me a bluer. Yep, that's fine. How many did we get to? We got to 12? We got to 12? Okay. We got to 12, fellas. We got to 12. That's honestly not obscenely bad based off the number. What really hurts that fish more actually is how many like long pauses we had. Also, that was really rough fireball. I just fireballed a little bit too far left and hit the guy instead of the idol that we wanted it to. One at least. Didn't quite get the flame charge on both that we wanted, but that's fine.
If you jump on the...
Stay out my mouth and jinx it. It honestly probably is. I will take that fish being my fault, folks. I'm sorry. I cost us that. That's on me.
Nice.
Ah. Almost. Go for the full recovery. Ooh. So here's one of the only examples in this category of a proxy you'll get to really see. This one's called chess. It's actually one of the easier ones, but unfortunately, I could not hit to save my life. Basically, by being inside of a hitbox you're not meant to, and giving an X press, which takes you out of the charging state, while you're basically in something that you're not supposed to be in. The game will forcibly eject you whatever direction of that hitbox you're perspective to. So, for example, because I was on the top of that hitbox, it shot me up. And we very commonly will use proxies in like the any percent category, 40 orb, and in the 14 talisman category. But 100% you don't really use them too much.
Look at that.
Spyro.
Foreman Max is gonna give us the talisman, and that's gonna spell the end of Fish the Level. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for participating in Fish the Level. And yeah, that's Idle Springs. Give or take, if you're curious how much we lost to my gold, we lost about a minute. Which part of that, probably about like 10 seconds or so, was execution, I'll say. But the other 50 was fish. So, not my best. Not my best fish.
Hi, Spyro. Okay. Nice.
Yep, nice job. I did great. Honestly, thank you, Hunter. Thank you, brother.
Very good.
Very good. Alright. And for this whole like little mini game, Hunter gives us an orb. That's it. And now we're gonna double jump to another. Normally you have to swim through this little chasm we're gonna go through to acquire it. However, instead of swimming through it the way that it wants us to, we're actually swimming in the exact opposite direction. Because if we tried to do it the normal way, when we were here first, we wouldn't have had the swim power up or the swim ability, which would have been pretty awkward because we couldn't swim underwater then. But now we can. And more than that, we can swim on land. and even swim in air. So swim in air, you guys saw it when I went into Ripto and stuff like that. This is not going to be the last time we use it either. This specific instance of it, we're going to be using it to get into the Ocean Speedway portal, as well as collecting a pretty hard to get orb, as well as some gems up here. It's pretty fast, pretty cool. That one that I just did is fairly easy, but not like free easy. You kind of have to wait till like the water is bobbing Spyro up, and if you don't, it can be very finicky and not really want to give you the swim in air. However, we will now fly underneath and into the Ocean Speedway portal, which is going to be our second speedway level. Similarly to the flights, however, they have an additional hunter challenge on top of them, as we saw with that auto-scroller in Canyon Speedway. However, the Ocean Speedway one is a lot more challenging, especially trying to do it fast. Because while you can't do auto-scrollers fast, you can definitely do challenges. Pretty nice speedway so far, boys. Pretty good. It's actually been lovely so far, I'd even go as far as to say. And we're gonna crash out here at the end. That way we get through the animations faster. We're gonna shoot Queen Finny's eldest son there, her firstborn, to assert dominance.
Alright.
And then we're gonna go ahead and start this hunter minigame. Also, yes, we did need to take out our firstborn. It was pretty important. If we didn't do that, she wouldn't have known we meant business. And as the tyrannical like leader of the dragons in this realm, we need to assert dominance and make sure that even the queens of these lands know who we are. So taking the firstborn, claiming the firstborn, even, you know, it's an important step in the lore of this game, really. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get our supercharge on, fly through all these rings that Hunter is. This minigame, unironically, is so failable. If you even like barely miss a ring in like an awkward way, and you have to like fly through like one of the smaller variants of it, it can instantly like lose you multiple minutes. Like, it sucks. This minigame is very brutal. However, we first try it because we are that guy, in fact, and we continue on our merry way. Wow, I bet you suck at jumping. That is practically what is said. All right. Now we move on to Hurricos. One of the most, I feel like, beloved Spyro 2 levels is pretty appropriate to say. A lot of people like Hurricos. The vibe, the aesthetic, the little rainbows in the skybox and everything. Even the Tom Kenny voices for the NPCs, which we'll listen to one of. We will listen to Tom Kenny. A pretty good opening section so far. Do this section efficiently can be a bit difficult. However, fortunately, as I always say, I am that guy. Nice. Continue on our merry way. Collect our first orb.
Spyro.
Normally, to get these orbs, you have to turn off all of the fan blades by hitting them with supercharges.
When you are very close to the window.
By hitting like these little buttons with supercharges. But we don't want that. We don't want to deal with any of that stuff, so we just don't.
Thanks for shutting.
I tried to get you that talk box too. We got one so far. I got the fast dialogue skip. A very nice flame charge there. Getting both of those can be a bit challenging, but unfortunately we missed this one too. That stinks. Alright, I gotta get you the last one at least. I gotta at least go 2 for 4 on it for you guys, right? Oh. Unfortunate. Alright, we've recovered that nicely. A little bit of botched movement there, but like not too bad. Like all of them. Alright, and the gem count should be correct and everything. Nice. Really good at that. Not panicking. I actually got like an early siren there because I kind of messed up a little bit early on. Nice. I was fully locked in for this, if I'm being completely real. All right, we got them at least. Cool. Now let's get the right dialogue skip to listen to this entire spiel.
Thank you,
No, I missed it. I hate it. All right, I'm sorry. We didn't get a second Tom Kenny voice line. You got like a little bit of it. You heard him. You understood. You understood what was happening. All right. So from here, we get to move on to Sunny Beach, which in this game is weirdly enough not really beach based at all. Like there's not like an actual like beach section. It's just kind of there are turtles and sand. But it's not really a beach. Like it doesn't like border water or nothing. Like it's like Sunny Lake, really. Is a better descriptor. Ooh. It's a bit of a rough start for the movement. Alright. So, Sunny Beach, is kind of loosely the sister level to Aquaria Towers. And I say loosely because it kind of is and it isn't. Because the main things that are similar is that there are very irresponsible parents in both that have lost their children, one in like a bunch of towers, and then one at the beginning of this level, which we actually don't rescue or bring to him, but he doesn't realize that because we got to him and then he gives us the talisman anyway. So it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting how that just happens. Anyway, we also have to shoot all of these different turtle boxes for another orb minigame, which you usually have to get the Super Flame power up from the gate I just went by. However, because we already have Super Flame, it simply doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Run invalid, gotta restart, sad. I've already done that once this marathon. This is technically my second hundo run. When you think about it. When you think about it. right. We're going to save that turtle box for last. We're actually going to shoot that through a wall here at the end.
Your turtle.
And now we're going to start Turtle Soup, which the name implies we are saving these turtles from becoming soup. For some reason, they are just simply, they want to climb into this pot, which is boiling, and will almost surely end their lives. However, Spyro doesn't want them to do that, and instead, he's going to stop them from doing that. Because of this, Chef is going to give us orbs, and just generally speaking, this minigame confuses me. Why are the turtles doing this? Now, we can use Fireball in this section, however, I'm going to do my absolute best not to. Strictly because if you hit the turtles with Fireball, it actually completely throws off their hitboxes and makes them do some incredibly crazy, like, things. Like, in terms of, like, if you hit them from, like, the direction I am now, it would go the opposite way, potentially. Or, like, to the right, or, like, to the left. Which, just generally speaking, loses us time, which we don't want. Yeah, I think he's just happy he gets to, like, DoorDash something instead. Alright, and that is Sunny Beach. All done and wrapped up. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Interesting. Pretty bad movement to start this flip, but that's fine. Alright, and we can do Aquaria. Nice and easy. Alright, so Aquaria Towers is a very unique level in the fact that you start it by hitting the first button, spinning around, charging on over here, while in the swimming animation specifically, you're going to go ahead and shoot a fireball through this wall at a fairly precise angle to hit a button I'm gonna get out completely. That one, alright. I don't know what just happened there. I haven't missed it for that long in a very long time. Alright. So, here we're at the end of level now. It'll automatically teleport you here. Did I grab these? I did. Okay. Couldn't remember if I did or not. Wanted to be safe. Because we have Fireball, we no longer have to worry about any of the sharks or anything. And pretty much we're just going to go through the level backwards, but casually. Like, it's nothing all that crazy. We then, of course, have to go up and do the Manta Ray section. But we will do that after we've collected the end of level Talisman, which we're going to go up to after getting to the beginning again. Yes, angles are very fun. Sometimes, I think how when I swam in initially, I think my initial angle was really off. So from there, I was trying to, like, compensate, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. Give or take, it lost us about 30 seconds or so. So here, we're going to shoot all of these sharks out of the way. Gem collect by itself. And once again, you guys are really seeing the power of Sparks in this game compared to Spyro 1. Like, he just grabs gems from genuine miles away. And it is just wonderful. The seahorse tells me his world is wet again, which is a little bit of TMI. And then we get the end of level talisman. However, from here, we get to swim on up through this little thing. And now we get to do this whole upper section, which involves us, first, bashing Spyro's head into the ground. This is done to accomplish an out of bounds in this level, which, considering it has swim, it's like the only real swim out of bounds that this game has, like where you're actually underwater and you swim into an out of bounds section. Then we're gonna go in here and collect the king seahorse's final child. Specifically, that seahorse is locked behind a door with a 6 on it. However, there are 5 seahorses before we're meant to secure before we can open that and trigger that final seahorse spawning, or rather that trigger that door opening. But because how the game is programmed, if we simply get the 6th seahorse, it'll give us the orb, and the guy simply does not care about his other 5 children. Isn't that awesome? Anyway, we're now going to follow another seahorse through these rings while riding a manatee, because we're a dragon.
Well,
What are your thoughts?
now that the... Okay.
Go
good
get that
luck.
bag, that's what I've been saying. Yeah, and you know, we did it so well the first time, Hunter was like, hey, have another one. Go through another thing. By the way, Hunter in the game's canon. Like, you're brought here by him, Alora, and the professor to save Avalar, right? And instead of simply giving you the orbs, like the ones you need to fight Ripto and you know, save his world, he's like, oh, dude, can you do these arbitrary challenges for me? Oh, come on, dude. And that's his entire shtick for the game. It even then follows on in Spyro 3, where even more morbidly, there are baby dragons that we need to collect, right? These dragon eggs. And Hunter keeps them from us, keeps us from saving them, because he just wants us to do a stupid little game. Like, he wants us to skateboard. What's wrong with him? Anyway, that's Summer Forest, and we are now moving on to the final homeworld we're going to be visiting, Autumn Plains. I told you we'd be back. I told you. It was like an hour ago I told you, but I told you. I did tell you. Anyway, Autumn Plains is probably the hardest of the homeworlds. Like, there's like a lot of very challenging levels and splits, and a lot of opportunity to lose a lot of time, if I'm being completely honest here. However, we start off with Scorch. Competition before reason, the speedrunner way. Alright, so Scorch, much like a bunch of other levels in Spyro 2, you kind of do in reverse. Oh, hey, Derek Lander. So you get to the end of level, and then you kind of do things in a sort of reverse order. We do this because we want to trigger that NPC's dialogue that we just spoke to, because it'll spawn this enemy here up at the top of these flags, which we have to free. We have to knock them down, and then chase them to secure the 3 flags. Which by doing so will grant us the very simple yet effective ability to get an orb. It's pretty much that exact energy, Windless. It is exactly that kind of energy. You guys want to go skateboarding? Guys, come on. I know we're supposed to be like saving the world and like preventing this genocidal maniac from like hurting people, but like, come on, like, let's go like skateboarding, guys.
The monkeys
All right, and now here's another example of him not giving us an orb. He just wants us to put some monkeys in a barrel. Why? I don't know what he's doing with them. What do you think Hunky's What do you think Hunter's doing with the monkeys in the barrel? Like, what could he possibly be doing? Now, this minigame isn't hard or anything like that, but it does have a bit of fear. Like, there's like a bit of a reason to be scared. Because if you fail this minigame, it counts it as you dying. And what that does for like the game is it'll respawn the guy that we've been chasing, Bob the Flag Keeper. But you have to talk to the kid NPC at the end to re-trigger his spawn, making you lose, give or take, like 45 seconds or so. Forming a rap crew of Kongs, I suspect. That's a good way to describe it, I would say. I will say, at Really Really Longathon staff, I'd be really personally very interested in seeing DK64 be repped at this marathon in the future. No pressure, but I'm a pretty big DK64 fan. On the topic of Kongs. Alright, I wasn't sure if I got the 110 gem. Wanted to kind of poke my head back in there and make sure. Oh, don't get hit. Okay, I'm not.
Ha! You.
I bonked. All right, so if that happens, we lose a minute. That's tough. Okay. That's the one thing we didn't want to happen. Okay, at least we got the backup. To get those gems, at least positives. Hell yeah, Fuddle. Yeah, I'm a really big DK64 fan. It's just such a good game, dude. Like, it's also it fits with like the idea, right? Really, really longathon. You want like really, really long games, or like longer categories. Like, it kind of works, you know. I know my buddy Zerniclus would probably be down. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the 1545, but it's a multi-game relay, which contains Banjo-Kazooie, like the two Banjo games, like Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, DK64, kind of sort out like kind of a trilogy from Rareware, essentially. A bunch of Mario games, a bunch of Spyro games, a bunch of Crash games, and I basically know him from the 1545, which he was on my team one of the years. I was doing Spyro 2 in it, and he's really, really talented at the game, and he makes it look so fun. Like, I've contemplated learning that category strictly because of him. Which should tell you a lot, because I will tell you, my person is not one that wants to learn games. Like, once I have a game learned, I'm like, alright, well, this is just gonna be what I do for a while. Like, it's why I've kept with Spyro 2 for so long. But I spent like a little bit, looked at DK64, and it's pretty fun, but it's just a lot to learn. Like, 101% is like a 7-8 hour category for beginners at minimum. And I ain't gonna lie to you, 2 hour long categories are pretty long for me. So, well, I do enjoy watching them. Playing them is a bit of an art. It's a bit of a hard task for me.
Thanks, Spot.
Yeah, I've seen that, Spartan. I've seen that. When my friends was talking to me about it in VC, when I told them I was doing the marathon run today. All right, I have to lock in for this because I can crash here if I'm not careful. So while you are in a swimming state, while you are in a loaded state, the game does not anticipate, or like while you have an action available that the game doesn't anticipate you having, if you are hit or if you do something wrong in this action, essentially, the game can simply just crash. Another example of this is if you swim underwater in Dragon Shores. Sparks does not have his underwater model loaded in Dragon Shores, so if you do that, you will instantly crash the game. In the case of this level, there isn't an underwater damage animation loaded for Spyro. So if I get hit here, while in the swimming state, I can just crash. Fortunately, it's pretty easy to avoid. It does not make it any less scary if you're curious, but it does make it fairly easy to avoid.
That was great.
Yeah, true, Windbliss. Very, very true. All right, not bad. All right, let's go on over to Skilo's Badlands. All right, this is another level where there's a lot of volatility to it. The through line of this level, similarly to the fetch quest minigame that we did in Mystic Marsh, is there's a collectible that we need to collect 8 of throughout this to get an orb. These are bones to do the bone dance. And, guys, I'm going to say this right now. If we get a... What's a fair number? If we get a $10 donation or more, I will let the entire bone dance cutscene play out. It involves a disco skeleton, essentially. If you'd like to see that, if we get a $10 donation during this level, I will let the whole cutscene play out. Which I do feel is pretty worth it. However, I have to try to drive money towards charity, boys. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. It's what I'm here for. It's what I'm here for. Alright, so the through line again, collecting bones. We're going to start by collecting that one. There's also a secondary through line for the level called a mystery vase, which the name implies it's a vase with a little question mark on it. Which we are going to be chasing to all of its locations. It will spawn in multiple different areas on the level, and by kind of continuing to chase it throughout the level, we will eventually get all of the gems from it, which is fired. Oh my goodness. We got 2 $10 donations. Lordly. And Thrasher. What a pair of goats. Getting some awesome money in towards the Open Medicine Foundation. I keep wanting to say the name wrong, and I keep having to correct myself. So bear with me if I ever sound like I don't know what it is, because I'm trying to just not say the wrong name. Alright. We will watch the whole Bone Dance cutscene, and I'll even give you guys a little bit of a bonus. We'll do something else. Because you guys donated 20 bucks. I don't want to feel like you guys are getting scammed. I know y'all are just giving money towards charity. It's not just going to me, but I want to make sure you guys get your money's worth. We'll figure something out, though.
Thank you.
All right, boys. Let's give it a watch. Ain't that wonderful? Ain't that just wonderful? Anyway, that was Bone Dance. That actually also is a miscellaneous category, or a category extension in Spyro 2. If you're curious about if that's like a separate speedrun, it's like a funny little thing. Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool. And in this minigame, you're pretty much just fun killing dinosaurs. It's just Bone Dance, not percent.
Uh-oh.
Like, as far if you're looking for it on the leaderboard, that you probably would have figured it out. It's on the if you're looking for it, it's on the Spyro Trilogy category extensions board.
Thank you for helping.
Needs more dabbing. They do the Flossin reignited, the Bone Dance skeleton in the remake. Hey, listen, I tried, Lordly. I'm not the best at it. Also, what's up, Mokura? Let me know if I'm butchering your name. Anyone who I potentially am butchering the name of, I try. I try, but I am, in fact, illiterate, so it's tough out here. It's no worries, Thrasher. If you guys are interested, feel free to shoot a DM to myself or Thrasher after the run, if you guys are interested in this game at all, or in any of the potential Spyro games. And we can point you in the right direction here. Alright, so Crystal Glacier, the sister level to Skilos Badlands. This level, instead of being hot, is cold. Instead of being yes, it's no. Instead of being in, it's out. Instead of being up, it's down. Instead of being wrong, it's right. Anyway, this bit died. Point is, this is the snow level, right? I'm honestly glad I said the right name, because I very commonly have referred to this level as Icy Peak or Frozen Altars instead of its actual name of Crystal Glacier, because they're all snow levels and I confuse them all because my brain is the size of a walnut. God, what a gorgeous! This has been a actually genuinely stellar start to Crystal Glacier. This has been beautiful movement. Great job, Dylan. Thanks, Dylan. Appreciate you, Dylan. And yeah, just like that, we're grabbing the end of level talisman. And guys, listen, we're coming up. We're coming up on in my opinion, the most important minigame in this entire run. And also another moment where I'm going to need a lot of chat participation. We're going to be encountering a certain character, an NPC, if you will, or really a friend, I would describe them as. Who they've been waiting their entire life for one thing. They just want you to say hi to them. Their name is George, and they really just want to see you. They've really, and I mean this, They only show up. They only are in this game because they want to say hi to you. They want to see you.
You have saved.
And as we encounter him, which will be coming up here in just a moment, I hope you take a quick moment to say hi, George, to my boy. Alright, so here, shoot that fireball at that fireworks chest. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, we saw him for a frame. We saw a glimpse of him on the left. We're gonna see him here in a second. Oh, another glimpse. There he is. Hi, George. If we can get some hi Georges in the chat for my boy, for my sweet summer child known as George. I know that would certainly make his day. Hi, George. I love George. Hi, George. Look at him go. Look at him, dude. Look at this little guy. Look at this little dude. At him. Hi, George. Come on, George. We gotta take you home, buddy. Come on. Alright. Come on, buddy. And now we're just gonna take our little guy home. Look at him. Look at him go. Look at the little feet. And watch how he sits at the end. Watch how he does it. He just slams that thing down.
You found.
I did find George. I miss you already, George. Until we meet again, my friend. I've been called trash. Trasher DBS? I can't believe it. I can't believe anyone would actually call you that. I don't believe you. I simply cannot fathom. And from heaven, we fall. We flew too close to the sun. We had a great time up with our boy George, and now we've fallen into the pits of despair. And by the pits of despair, I mean Zephyr. This level, and I mean this, in this category, is my own personal hell. Fortunately, hell is not forever, and we will get through this. However, this level, to put it very bluntly, if they were to exclude one thing about this level, which would diametrically change the level, it would make this level wonderful. It would be one of my favorites, almost surely. And that one thing that they didn't remove that I wish that they did is a minigame called Cowlicks, where we're very simply meant to corral a bunch of cows into a pen, which don't like to listen, and they don't like to go the direction that you want them to go. Because of this, it is incredibly easy to lose multiple minutes. You know what, we're gonna do this the 14th alleyway. Alright, a lot of beef already, but that's fine. So, first and foremost, we gotta talk to the professor here.
Well,
He chats to us, he gives us an orb, and they did something really unexpected. He pops his nuts out at us like that. Like, did you see that? Can you believe the guy would do that to us? This guy he's unruly. Anyway, we're normally supposed to get a bunch of beans to, like, grow things here. We don't need any of that. Instead, we just talk to Juliet. She'll fly to Romeo in an act of only what can be described as true love. And yeah, we've saved a wonderful relationship already this level. However, the relationship that isn't going to be salvageable is mine with these stupid cows. I almost said a word that I don't know if I can say on here. I might have already said it, but I caught myself that time at least. What is up, Derek Lander, my friend? We already saw you this run, but it's good to see you here again. So, again, to put it very bluntly, these cows are very hard to maneuver and put in the right places and get to the pen. Such as this one here that just decided it was going to fly this way. Alright, that should go in. If it doesn't, that sucks. No shot, I made the joke. What joke? Listen, I have like 4 bits in this entire run. I need to commit to all of them, you know?
Thanks, Spyro. There are...
Alright. And after we've collected 5 of the cowlicks, Bo Peep informs us that there is, in fact, 2 more, to which Spyro begrudgingly must now acquire and save and bring back up to where they are meant to be. However, and I do have to ask this question, can anyone here tell me how these cows were able to climb a ladder to get into here? How did they get lost here? Because I think it was Hunter. If I were to guess anybody in this game who would do something like this, it would 100% have been Hunter. Anyway, that's Calyx done. They fell from a plane. Maybe. Maybe. Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. But I want the answer. I don't. No, I want to know. What can you show me? Grab both of these. I think I've missed that. I have missed that. And no snipe on that. Not bad. Overall, despite the awful start, this actually turned out to be a not bad Zephyr. Not too bad. I'd believe it. I'd believe it. Also, Derek, I hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're having a good day, gamer.
Well done.
All right. And just like that, we're heading into our second to last speedway of the run. We still have a couple levels to go, but this is going to be one of the final speedways. Not the final one, but one of the final ones. See, some people listen to the signs that those guys put up. I don't. We go fast. At least as fast as we can. Go here. Not bad. Here we're gonna go through this final gate and pause, give up, and retry, and that gets us through a little bit faster. You can believe it.
We've been having...
Why were you? Wait. Why were you screaming last night? haven't yelled in 3 years. Can't believe this. This Derek Lander guy. This absolute lunatic Derek Lander.
Well,
The women at the grocery store seemed confused. What? Derek Lander? What's this guy doing? What's happening? What's this guy up to? What's this little what's let this hooligan do all this?
Would you like meat?
Anyway,
Great. I'll take you to the water.
Allura is a neat little NPC in this game, which we utilize in a couple of different categories, weirdly enough. All with the same purpose of teleporting us to a level where we need to get stuff from. In this case, we get teleported from Metro Speedway to Fracture Hills, which avoids us basically having to climb a bunch of stuff and do some extra things, and it's pretty nice. Now, Fracture Hills is the only level, or is the only level left that we can potentially crash in. However, the crash isn't exactly a controllable factor, as nobody really knows why it occurs. So I'm gonna play the game as we normally would, and if the crash happens, for the second time in this marathon, I might commit a crime. I might. I don't know what that crime would be, but I might.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Alchemist minigame, normally it's annoying. You have to like charge like all these enemies. Fortunately, we have Fireball, so we can kill all of them immediately. Not have to worry about it. And we also then get to do an entire like one cycle segment, where basically the goal is to go ahead and go through, get as many gems as we can, get as many collectibles as we can, and we'll even be grabbing an orb here. So we're gonna go ahead and shoot him. Land over here. That satyr is now free. However, we are still in the midst of this minigame. Talk to Chris the Fawn. Get an orb. The Alchemist will free Hunter. We are in control of Spyro, that's why we were able to pause.
Man. As long as we make
Yeah, I did a run for this marathon a couple days ago where my game crashed. But they had an open time slot, and they asked me if I wanted to run it back and maybe even do a little bit of something extra. So I've done a 120 run today, as well as this is now the Spyro 200 run. The redemption run, if you will. Ooh, I didn't... Actually, you know what, man? Fine. Because this will avoid the crash, no matter what. I didn't want to avoid it like that. I wanted to avoid it just by, like, not getting it and saving the time I would have anyway. But that's fine.
now the...
All right, and that is Fracture Hills. And just like that, we only have 3 levels to go. Only 3. I agree with that, Lordly. I'm not like a Crash hater. Like, I think the Crash games are good. I really just have never understood why they're more popular than Spyro, though. Like, at least for me, right? I always found them really difficult and not really that rewarding to play. Like, they're not bad or anything like that. It's just, like, comparatively, I think, to Spyro, I've always just naturally gravitated towards Purple Dragon.
Hey,
Alright, popcorn RNG is going to be a potential factor here. This run's ability to sub 150. Alright, my RNG's been good. My execution's been horrific, though. Alright, not bad. Not bad. So, for context, Hunter wants to compete here and grab a bunch of little rocks that pop out of the ground, and we just basically have to chase down the rocks faster than Hunter does to get to the set score lines of 10 and then 15. And so far, this minigame is going fine. It's not going great. Our RNG is, on the second one especially, has been pretty bad. My execution on the first one was completely just, it was on me. That was like very slow by my own means.
You're real.
That's fine. Yeah, I think the linear nature of it kind of is good, though, about Crash. I think that's what kind of lends itself to being good, I think, just generally speaking. Then I know that, like, Crash didn't, or Spyro didn't exactly have great releases over in Japan. Crash was, like, really big over in Europe, comparatively to Spyro. Like, stateside, I think Spyro is bigger than Crash, but, like, over in Europe, Crash just generally outperformed it. Alright, nice. Our gem count is where we want it to be. Alright, collecting through these last couple gems, and then we are going to be entering the final area of the level, where we have to do something, I don't want to say like super difficult, something kind of hard. So we have this mini game where we're meant to, basically, there's all these guys that are called party crashes, right? Which we want to take out, but in the process of doing that, in the process of getting rid of the last one specifically, we want to be doing some fairly precise inputs. Nope, and we messed it up. Basically, it would have skipped a cutscene for us, but unfortunately, I've beefed that. I went a little bit too close. Alright, that's not too bad, though. And now that we get that, we get the end of level talisman. And we can turn around, shoot down a couple of balloons. I didn't know if I hit the second one, so I was ready to aim up and shoot it if I needed to. And that's Magma Cone. Honestly, a lot of the front half of that was good. The popcorn wasn't great. And then I, of course, missed the cutscene skip at the end. Yeah. That makes sense, Thrash. Alright, and we are coming in. We are coming into the end. The last regular level of the run, Shady Oasis. So this level is very similar to all of the side character missions in Spyro 3, where the core premise and idea of it is to be an escort mission. So we're going to be escorting the NPC Shorty, who, if you look in the game's manual, is a girl, by the way. A lot of people don't know that, but I found it to be an interesting piece of trivia. We're escorting Shorty through this level. Along the way, as we go to the end of level section, we will be collecting a bunch of gems, killing a lot of different enemies. The express purpose of attaining and utilizing the invulnerability power-up for a minigame we have to do, which we cannot do without that power-up. Well, we can do the minigame, we just can't also get the gems and all that stuff. It makes it a lot slower. So it's just net faster to do it this way. That's really rough, actually.
Spyro.
Because now I am Sparksless.
Thanks for helping me.
I don't really have a means to get a Sparks for a second here. My main, I guess I would have to do, yeah, I know what I have to do to get Sparks back here. I did get that, okay. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and charge through this. Grab all of these gems now, which normally we would do later. Because of the fact that I was Sparksless, I thought it would be better to do it then. Just because, overall. And we are freeing all of this Hippo's brothers and sisters from the concrete they're stuck in.
Thanks for bringing back.
I don't know what I just did. That did not look how it was meant to. That's fine. It'll all buff out here soon. And that is the final regular level of the run. Say the line, Bart? I forget what the line was. What was the line? That's never happened before? I mean, it's probably happened before, but I've never, like, what confused me is you're supposed to get, like, a little, like, cutscene there where the base travels, and you're also getting teleported at the same time, so the game does get confused there, but I've never seen it go to, like, a blue screen. Like, it went like a light blue, like the skybox for Shady. Yeah. Alright, and here's the final level of the run, guys. Icy Speedway. Coming to the closing moments here. And yeah, really quick, I do just want to take some time here while we have a moment. Make sure you get all the donations you can in here to Really Really Longathon. They've got a great operation they're putting on. Thank you guys, of course, for having me. It has been a wonderful, wonderful time getting to perform Spyro 2 twice this year for you guys. Again, apologies about the first one and the crash. But at least this year we didn't have, or at least this go around we didn't have that. And we even got a little Spyro 1 action on it too, which was, of course, quite a bit of fun. Thank you everyone who, of course, donated during the runs. It goes a long way, means the world, really. It really shows the power of like what Spyro can do for like marathons, and of course, as they've mentioned themselves, they like the organizers here really do enjoy Spyro. So if you guys are here and you also run Spyro, please get your submissions in next year. Let's keep repping this game as much as we possibly can.
Good job.
And here's the final mini game. It's rings. We're just following Hunter. He's taking us through a bunch of rings. It's as simple as that. We're just holding left and right on the analog or the D-pad. I'm doing analog because it's just easier. And yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for having me. If you guys would like to follow me, I run Spyro 2 pretty regularly. I've been doing a little bit of Spyro 3 recently as well. You can find me on Twitch here at dylanjayfox. I believe my name is in the title if you'd like to drop a follow, come by, hang out anytime. However, before all that, we still got a couple runs left to go in really, really long-a-thon. So please stick around, support the marathon, and of course, stay safe. And that is Spyro 2 100% in 150.46. Not my best run. Definitely not my best, but not a bad one. Not a bad run. We will take it all day long, baby. Thank you guys so much again for letting me run this back. It was actually low-key. A little bit tilting that I had the crash happen in Fracture Hills, which, of course, as you guys have just seen, is at the end of the run, basically. Especially considering I've never seen that crash before. Like, I've never had it happen to me before in over, like, 150 or so runs. So, thank you guys so much for letting me run it back. Thank you all for the GGs. Thrasher, Derek, Vorida, Ray, Mari, Alu, Lordly, and everyone else who was here. Once again, if you guys would like to drop me a follow, it would go a long way. And if you guys want to, of course, stick around for the rest of this marathon, you absolutely should. We have Shin Megami Tensei coming up here soon, as well as we have Final Fantasy coming up to close out the event. Thank you so much for the GGs as well, Vuvuzela Virtuoso. I was trying to read your name fully, and it took me a second. And yeah, whenever you guys need me off, I can dip off here. I don't want to hold anybody up. I have no cues. I'm waiting for any form of chat or DM here, which is fine. Just want to make sure I don't like dip out too early on you guys. Okay, guys, it's honestly next year. I'm gonna put a little soft goal here, right? A little soft goal for next year for myself. I think next year we try to get a 337 in here. Maybe as a race, maybe as a relay. That could be fun. Maybe I get all the cool Spyro people in on it. Maybe we do like a little Splash Vector relay race even. That could be fun. That could be a lot of fun even. Maybe we do like an all main categories of Spyro run, and I get like a bunch of people from all the games and all the categories to do a run. That could be cool. Maybe I can convince them to let me do that, but we'll see. We absolutely will see. But yeah, fellas, I am all tapped out here. We are finished. The game is done, and I'm just, I'm happy. I'm happy we got to do this run. I really am. It's gonna be a nice little. It's nice to have done a hundo run, finally in a marathon, because I've done a lot of runs of this category before this one. And yeah. It's nice just to get one more notch in my belt, more or less. Thank you for the GG's, Zenhu. Me too, Thrash. Me too. Was definitely feeling a bit bitter about it after the crash. What's up, Sofnum? How's it going? We're all ready to go. Thank you so much for again having me. I appreciate you guys giving me this run back. Once again, if you guys want to follow me, I'm dylanjayfox. My name's in the title. I'm going to put a smiley face in chat right now. If you have any questions about Spyro, feel free to join the Discord or DM me. All that fun stuff. I hope to see you again next year for Really Really Longathon 9. Hopefully I'll be able to get something like a 337 in there next year. But in the meantime, stay safe, and I'll catch you when I catch you. Bye-bye.